Hi everybody, welcome to another studio tutorial. Last week I had finished the design for this build and I went to do the instructions and I came upon something that's been an issue a couple times before when I've been trying to make multi-book instructions. So I wanted to run through the issue that I'm having and show you how I've solved it, and hopefully it will help you in the future. So the issue I was having is that I like to create my models in separate files, especially if they're particularly large models. It makes it easier to manipulate them in Studio and doesn't cause as many lag issues. But the issue with that is that if I create the model in different files, then how do I bring in those other sections into the instructions when I want to build upon a previous section of the model? So I figured out an easy way to be able to do that. But first of all, I'm going to show you a simple way to create multi-book instructions if your model isn't particularly large or doesn't have distinct sections like this model here. This is a model I did a while back, and I created 3 separate books for the instructions for that. So let's go into Instruction Maker and I can show you how to easily create a multi-book set of instructions with only a little bit of editing. At Playwell Bricks, we pride ourselves on providing our clients with exclusive professional quality designs. If you go to our website, you can find out about our team, the projects that we've worked on, and how you can contact us for your own design. And if you're on Facebook, take the time to check out the Studio Lego Designers Facebook group. This is a fantastic community where you can show off your latest designs or get help in Studio. Hope to see you there. Okay, so here I've created the layout as you normally would for a single book instruction, but I've included, first of all, an icon for which book it's in. And then whenever I wanted to create a break in the instructions, I would go and, just like in a Lego manual, show what book is next and then create the next cover. So what you're going to do from here is go to Export, and then you can choose what pages you wish to export. So in this case, 1 to 185 or whatever it is in your particular case. And then you can export each book separately. As I said, this is great when you have a model that doesn't have a lot of parts or doesn't have distinct sections like the model of the building that I did. But when you want to get into something a bit more complicated like those, I will now show you how to do that. All right, so we have 3 distinct sections in this model. We have the base, we have the ground floors, and we have the upper levels. So for the base, I just went and created instructions as you normally would. There's really nothing more to do with that. But when I went into the ground level, I wanted to show the base being built before the ground level was built. In order to do that, you're first going to import that previous model, and then you're going to place that where it needs to go. And if we went directly into the instruction maker from here, we'd see all of the steps for that model, but we don't want that. What we want is in the first step to show the previous part of the model that was built. You're going to first go and on the right hand side in the step list, you're going to move that section to step 1. And we'll go up to step 1 and make sure that that's the only thing in there, and it is. Now from the drop down menu, we're going to select that submodel, and then we're going to select all of the steps in that submodel and go Model, Remove Steps. So now that model has no steps associated with it. From there, we can go into the instruction maker. Okay, in Step Editor, the first thing you're going to want to do is actually release the submodel. If you don't do this, what you will end up with is your base taking up the first two steps, and we don't want that. So back to Step Editor, and on the bottom you can click and release the submodel. Now we go to page design. Our base is in the first step, but we have the parts list, which we don't need. So we will click on the page, and on the options on the right hand side, we will click off the parts list. And then you can resize it or whatever you need to get it into the frame. So it's very easy to put that previous model in on the first step. But a lot of art clients like to have the parts list on every book, so it makes it easier to organize the build. And now I'm going to show you how to do that step. So first we're going to go back to our model, and from here we can go into the first step and drag down all the parts and just delete them. Alternatively, if you know you're going this route, you could do this step first, which I would recommend. Now we can go into Instruction Maker again and over to Page Design. And then you're going to go and create your bill of materials as you normally would. So go to the last page, add a page, and then insert bill of materials and edit it however you wish. When you're done that, then you're going to export only those pages with the bill of materials as a PNG. From there we can go to the instruction manual that has the previous part of the model in step 1 and go to the last page there. And from there we are going to insert the image of the bill of materials that we took from the other model, and then you can resize it as you need. And then you would export this completed instructions as normal. I know this is a bit of a workaround to get these multi-book instructions, but it really will make a difference, especially if you're working in multiple files, to add some clarity to your instructions. There's a whole lot of things that you can do with exporting PDF pages or PNGs and inserting them into different areas of your instructions. This is one small example of all the different things you can do. We do this a lot of times to create our professional looking instructions for our clients. So it's something that you should really play around with and think about different ways that you can export just one page to show a particular view and maybe bring it in somewhere else. So I hope that's a tip for you that you can use in the future, and I hope that this video has helped you out to create some better looking multi-book instructions. I have a lot more videos planned this year. I took a bit of a break over the holidays. There was a lot of things going on which I will make a separate video about. There's been quite a few good suggestions for different studio and Lego design videos for me to make. So make sure to stay tuned to the channel. Hit the subscribe and the bell to make sure that you get notifications when there is a new video released. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Keep dreaming in bricks. Bye-bye.